The ACLU has a long history of engaging with private law firms and private attorneys in taking on important cases like this one. When a private law firm steps in to take on a case with the ACLU, they act essentially as a force multiplier.
My name is Nadia Dahab. I'm an attorney at Stoll-Byrne. I've been at Stoll-Byrne for 3.5 years.
After the 2016 election, we really have seen an unprecedented attack on immigrant communities here within the United States, as well as asylum seekers who are coming to present themselves and ask for asylum at the border. The role of the ACLU has always been to safeguard fundamental freedoms such as due process, access to counsel.
In late May, the government transferred 124 immigrant men from the port of entry in San Ysidro, California to Sheridan, Oregon. The men were from all over the world, so they really were completely isolated from any help.
I was among a group of several attorneys that made multiple attempts to go meet with detainees inside the Federal Detention Center at Sheridan. And we were never given a reason at the gate why we weren't. And this happened several times before we finally decided to file suit.
We were hoping to get a temporary restraining order, or a TRO, which would essentially be an order from the court directing the government to let the lawyers into the prison.
A whole variety of partners within the legal advocacy field, the immigrant rights field, stepped forward. So our partners, Innovation Law Lab, who we represented in the suit, they made the very bold promise to represent anybody and everybody who is seeking asylum, who's in the prison.
The Law Lab ended up representing about 2/3 of the men who were detained at Sheridan. What's most unbelievable was that every single one of the Law Lab's clients had a positive, credible fear interview. As a practical matter, that meant that every single one of the Law Lab's clients was placed in traditional removal proceedings instead of immediately being deported. It's a breathtaking statistic, actually. They could do that. Without the ACLU, we'd be missing a very important collective voice out there speaking and advocating for our fundamental rights. First and foremost, the ACLU's national network of immigration lawyers is, they're some of the best immigration lawyers out there. So working with the ACLU and having access to those lawyers and to their expertise was crucial. Separate from that, the ACLU has obviously a presence nationally and in this community that brings credibility and brings a lot of weight and generate public awareness, really educate our community about what was happening and the importance of what was happening. To imagine coming from another country where you've suffered persecution in forms that many of us cannot even imagine, to get imprisoned in a way that you cannot communicate with the outside world, to imagine how scary that must feel, but then to have the people in Oregon react in the way that they did, it brought every single one of these men to the safety that they really need.